Guess what, guys? Our baler tractor needs a clutch. She's slipping quite a bit. Not so much in the field, but definitely going down the road. She's slipping quite a bit. Here comes Cameron bringing it up here. So we're gonna get that guy in the shop. It's about 8:30. We'll get that guy in the shop tonight and get it mostly tore apart, if not all the way back together. Yeah. Now see, there ain't nothing to it. One thing up underneath the hood, throttle cable, that's it. Unhook the throttle cable, unhook a bunch of shit in here. You don't even have to unhook any hoses. It's just that simple. And you put a socket right there. And it drives the front end right forward away from the back end. Wasn't it just like that? Wasn't it just like that? Just drive it forward?
Pretty much just shove her in gear.
Yeah, no, we're not, yeah.
Front end up.
Now, how do we get that thing out here so we can look at it?
Take a couple wrenches and a couple ratchets and heave ho and let's go.
I don't know about that.
Better than gear, 2,500 RPM is what it is.
Well, we got a bunch of smart asses out here tonight, don't we? Here, once you hop up in there, just stand on the ladder and turn that steering wheel. Let's see what happens.
Oh, it's not going nowhere.
Well, you got to turn it to the left, preferably.
Look at that.
Oh my God, it still turns. Look at that.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, we're going to the left. It's like NASCAR.
Talk about a smart ass.
Acts like it's hard work. There you go. Now we're ready to throw the new guy in there.
I'm ready for bed now.
Oh, come on. You know you'd be out partying if it weren't where you're working.
Speaking of, you ready? You ready? I think so.
No, I don't know about that. It's too late to go party. So, started back out here this morning. Here's our flywheel, and here's what she's looking like, guys. We've had some slipping issues for a little while, and I'm going to see if I can't get you to there. Now you can see it. There's a bit of a lip right there, and there's not supposed to be, obviously. We've had this thing done probably twice. Had this flywheel ground twice. Let's look at this new one behind us here quick. Oh yeah, see there's a lip right there. And on our flywheel, this lip is recessed down behind this one. So it's got a significant amount of wear. And that's a brand new flywheel. And so that would explain why we're so doggone far out of spec on our flywheel. I have her ground a couple times and adjusting it up and so on. Now the other problem we've had is oil in here. This cavity is not supposed to be oil bathed. It's supposed to be a dry clutch. You can see I got my IPTO shaft out already, just looking at everything. That's what she looks like. So this hub is what drives our PTO and hydraulic pump down below. The one inside here, the shaft sticking out, is this shaft, and that's what drives your transmission. So either this O-ring right here is leaking, or that seal is leaking, or this seal's leaking. Hey, wait a minute, look. That seal's ripped off. There it is. There's our nasty ripped up seal. It's supposed to be in there, preventing transmission oil from getting into our clutch housing. So we're going to go ahead and rip this guy off here quick. And there's two little plugs in the back side of that shaft she bolts onto. We're going to check those. Those plugs are simply so you can knock the bearing out of the shaft inside this big housing. If you ever have a bearing problem in there, the bearing comes out that way, then you have to be able to knock the bearing out. So they give you a couple nice little access holes. Well, that also allows oil to come through and your plug give out. When I first got this tractor in 2010 or 11, those plugs were still available from Case. Now they're not, and they just tell you to go get some tapered cork plugs. I believe I've still got some in the toolbox over here waiting to be used if we need them. It's not terrible, but I'm sure there's a new one in the box. All right, let's get this thing going back together. Well, there's those two holes I was telling you about, and I had trouble with mine and not knowing what to do about the plugs being discontinued. We went ahead and threaded and tapped, and then just put some set screws in with some sealant, and that seems to be working. They're both dry, so I'm not going to worry about those. And that was a hell of a project. That shaft being hardened, because it's a machine shaft and whatnot, that was really difficult. Ended up breaking my tap off twice, but they're holding. So anyway, I just got to throw the new flywheel up there quick and finish putting her back together. Well, that's nicely all put back together now. New IPTO shaft, new throwout bearing, all the new seals put in place, and clutch disc and pressure plate installed. I've got an old TA shaft right here that I've cut off from an old TA, and I use that for my alignment tool, so we know she's perfectly lined up. Now, what's next? We just turn that guy back straight, slide her back in there. Where's my other pry bar at? There we go. Heave! Heave! Turn the wheel to the right just a little bit. Oh.
You have to lift up the ass end.
Yep.
Up. Right there. Whoa.
Need to turn the flywheel a little bit. Too much. Go back up with that. That's good. There's something over there hitting. How much of a gap you got?
1.5.
Turn the wheel to the left.
Okay.
The gap is almost touching.
Pretty much touching, a little bit out.
I'm like 1/8 of an inch.
I'm closer than that.
Turn it to the right just a little bit. Okay, I think we're good there. We just need to let the jack down a wee touch, but let me put one of these bolts in. I always like to use these big dowel bolts, guys, so that we can kind of guide it together. And also, if we're using a floor jack, so sometimes when you loosen the floor jack up, if you accidentally go too far, the dowel bolts will keep it from getting away from you. So that one's pretty much all in, just finger tight. It's tight so I can get that one by hand. Okay. Oh, another successful clutch job. That'll be nice. Having that thing fixed up. It's been leaking like that for, I don't know, a couple years. So, yeah. It was definitely due time to get the clutch done in her. Well, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video or learned something new. Either way, we're always fixing something around here, whether it's clutches or tires or cultivators or something. Just like you guys might like to see how a clutch is done on an anteater. Of course, I didn't really go through a how-to video, but anyway, that'll be it, guys. Till my next video, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe. Catch you later.